The Juvenile Justice Bill was passed in the National Assembly earlier this year. At the time, the passage of the bill was deemed a landmark one. It was subsequently assented to by President David Granger. The bill seeks to bring a whole new perspective to juvenile justice with major focus on correction rather than criminalization. Here is Chancellor of the Judiciary, Janet Cummings Edwards.
Performing any functions pursuant to the Act must be guided by this system, or must be guided by these principles rather, to further the well-being of juveniles, and therefore the best interest of the child must be the paramount consideration when making decisions, and we are guided by that. It must also encourage and facilitate juveniles having a meaningful life in the community by rehabilitation, education, reintegration, and a proportionate and appropriate accountability to victims and society.
The Chancellor explained that there is a raft of measures to such a system.
For example, the justice system shall be separate from that of an adult, emphasize rehabilitation, education, and reintegration. It must ensure that the juvenile is subject to meaningful consequences proportionate to the offense and circumstances, recognizing the juvenile's greater dependency and reduced level of maturity. It must provide procedural protection to ensure that juveniles are treated fairly and humanely and that their rights are protected.
Minister of Public Security Kamraj Ramjatan pointed out that a number of offences relative to juveniles have been struck down.
Crimes like truancy, runaways, vagrancy, wandering, all have been abolished now. And as you know, those crimes were largely as a result of a person's socio-economic circumstances. Simply because they're poor, or a girl is chased out of her home, she goes and sleeps in the pavement, a policeman could catch that girl and lock her up. Wandering. And it is also a set of crimes that are against age, in the sense of discrimination against young people. If an old person were to be sleeping on the pavement, police can't do anything. Yeah? By a young person, that person could be discriminated and sent to the lockups.
A major part of the bill, which confirms to international obligations, had to do with the upping of the age of discretion by which a juvenile can be charged for an offence. Previously, a juvenile had to be above the age of 10 years before he or she can be charged for an offence. In the new bill, the age has been raised to 14. However, there is a rebuttal presumption.
So if indeed you have a child, say 13, doing something wrong, at that age, there must be an assessment, psychological assessment of the child and all of that to ensure that indeed she knew from right from wrong, and that then she could or he could suffer a prosecution or a charge. That's the little difference that we have. But generally, there will be a presumption that you are incapable of committing crimes once you are 14 and below.
The remarks were being made during a recent Turkine and Tain Talks forum at the Pegasus Hotel. Handel Duncan, HGP Nightly News.